Oh, we're live. Didn't realize that. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the Loshak and The Bag show for Thursday, August 9th. Yesterday was an interesting day. Some great calls, some bad calls. In my picks officially, I wound up going almost exactly dead even in MLB, and in WNBA, I went almost exactly dead even as well, except it was one of those lucky breaks because I bet big unit sizes on my Connecticut team total overs, and I actually forgot to bet my Sparks first half play, which wound up being a loser. Yeah. So I actually wound up making a few units on my personal accounts, despite going almost dead even on the picks in the show, which is a nice little break. You know what I'm saying? Once in a while that does happen. It's not a good sign when it does happen. That also happened with the Texas game. Remember when I took Texas -1, and then lost on the second half? Yeah. And I went back and I was like, all right, that's a loss for the second half. I had forgotten that I had already bet Texas on the opener, and then forgot that I had bet it again. So I actually had 2 units on Texas. So nice. That was a nice little. So far, my own stupidity breaks have been going my way, which is something that in the long term you don't want to have happen. But it was nice. I guess that cancels out my over bet of the Detroit team total over when Berea was starting, which I bet 3 units on, which was intentional though. That's the problem with that. That was intentional. But so yesterday was interesting. How'd you do, Jim? You had the same kind of deal.
Poorly. I got a little over 3 units on my Braves action, where everybody was telling me to follow the movement, the 30-cent line movement towards the Nationals, and to jump into the bet. That was easy. Yeah. Very easy. Tommy Malone, come on. I mean, it just couldn't last forever.
Right.
So that was nice. But I started off the day poorly and ended the day poorly. So it was a bad day. And in the first 5 team total over with the Braves, my book doesn't have, so I didn't bet it. So it was a worse day with my actual bets than it was with my units. It was disappointing. Then 2-2 in WNBA. The Sun was just too easy.
Yeah, too easy. And so for anyone who thinks that these line moves are just like always caused by sharp action, who always know what they're talking about, maybe in the world of forms that was a positive EV play on the Nationals. But of course, we saw a massive line move in favor of the Nationals, and the way the game went, wasn't even close. Right? It was just Malone got hit hard, and whoever was betting the Nationals huge was on the wrong side.
Yes, and Red Girl off a 5-0 day.
Wow. In what, MLB or everything? Just everything?
MLB, I believe. And I have asked for a prop of the day video for Red Girl moving
really?
forward. Yes.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yes, so
that would be awesome.
We're in discussions about that, so that will be coming soon to a low bag show near you.
Oh, good job, Jimmy the Bag. Good job, Jimmy the Bag.
Giving us a prop of the day.
Oof, man, that is Red Girl. For first-time viewers who might not be aware of this, Red Girl has impressed us with all of her picks in general, but particularly as far as this handicapper is concerned, with her strikeout props in MLB. Just great calls left and right from day one from Red Girl. And yes, a few of my positive units in MLB did come from just blind tailing Red Girl's recommended props bets on strikeout props. All right, and then of course we do have the NFL preseason starting this evening, and Jim and I are going to cover it as much as we possibly can. I've already looked into a little bit. I'm going to look into it a little bit more as much as I can in the afternoon. The deal with NFL preseason, there are edges to be found. The pros do bet it. You have to be very careful, tread carefully. I do bet it, but I usually bet it small. You know what I mean? Half a unit size. What is so funny? People are already making fun of me.
Don't worry about profiting from stupidity. I'm thrilled when I'm lucky enough to check both boxes.
No, I hear you. I feel you.
Thrilled. Give him the juice.
JK.
Break even.
I feel ya, JK.
Thrilled.
I feel ya, JK. Kobe Valentine says Braves easy money. Was he talking about yesterday, or was he talking about today's game?
He was talking about yesterday.
Okay. Yes, and Kobe Valentine predicted a high-scoring game, 8-3. Jimmy the Bag covered with the overs. I, of course, also had the Braves team total overs. That was a game where we cashed on Braves easy money. Elio Rodriguez says I had Braves. Jimmy. Elio Rodriguez, what's up, guys? 4-0 on my best plays. Beautiful. Red Sox again. Yes. Elio Rodriguez, great call on the great call you, Jimmy the Bag, taking the Red Sox. I was scared of that one. I took Red Sox second half and wound up getting a push on that one. Maybe a little bit lucky. I was definitely nervous in the bottom of the ninth when Kelly was on the mound and the Jays were threatening. But I did wind up getting a push on that one. So the breaks went my way yesterday for sure. Stephen Alice has stopped fading the Red Sox. Yeah, a lot of people who consider themselves smart were fading the Red Sox in this series. I know that, and I'm not saying they're not smart, but I am saying they lost their money on the bets they made. That is for sure.
They certainly did. I was concerned about. I know you were leaning towards the under in that Jays Red Sox game.
No. Yeah, I was just thinking out loud there. I didn't take that one.
I know you didn't take it, but I wish I had. I just did not believe in Housechild, or all these guys, Malone, these guys who come in and do it once, or Malone had done it a few times. I think that's one thing that we can still find success, even with a bad record. I can still find success, but not believing in these fairy tale stories of these pitchers who haven't been able to make it into the show and then come up and pitch well for either a start or a few starts.
Yeah.
And it's going to go away.
All right, so once again, yes, we will handicap NFL preseason tonight as much as we possibly can. If you have any opinions on any of these NFL preseason games and any insights into them, please shout them out, email them, send them, post them in the comments section. Obviously, it is Baker Mayfield's first appearance in the NFL, and I was thinking that I'll admit I did bet this one. I did take a shot with the Cleveland against the Giants on the money line at minus 115, just a small shot. Saquon Barkley is supposed to not be playing. And, I'm just looking at in general who's banged up, who has some issues, who has some quarterback controversies going on, like I think it's Miami, isn't it? Is it Miami where there's Osweiler and someone else? I can't even remember who the fuck it is. But there's two quarterbacks with legit NFL experience, competing for a spot. So they're going to be playing most of the game. Arguably could be starters if the chips fell in certain ways. So those are the kinds of things you look for in NFL preseason, and we will be covering that as well as we can. There's 12 games that are going on tonight. There's another CFL game. My plan for the CFL game is basically just what I'm going to do, what I did last week. Give a once-over of the general situation and wait to listen to Jimmy's analysis and then make a decision from there. We do have more WNBA going on, but WNBA, none of the games had overnight lines, so I didn't look at WNBA at all last night. I will look at it in the afternoon, and we'll talk about that in the evening show. Although if anyone's looked at WNBA already in the morning, we'll listen to what they have to say. There's a rugby game tomorrow morning that we won't touch today. We'll touch that in the morning show. We'll touch that in the evening show. So there's no UFC going on this weekend. So it'll be an interesting week. Should be a fun week, Jim.
Yeah, it will be. And I've set my day up. I planned this day out pretty well last night. First off, I want to give a shout out to Shadow. Our man Shadow says you guys both helped me hit a 17 parlay. Love you both.
Wow.
Much respect. Best bloody show ever.
Oh, there you go.
Best
there
bloody
you go.
show ever.
There you go.
Oh, Scotty Rock in the house. We've missed him the last few days. Nice to have his passion and energy in the chat. I love it. But before, just let me say, so what I did, because I knew that today was sort of a tricky schedule and it's going to get more and more horrifyingly tricky as we move forward. I capped all the MLB games. I capped the CFL game. I capped the WNBA games. They're ready to go. I would like to give my CFL play on this show.
Wow.
Good. It's up there. Okay, good. I wasn't sure if it was going to be up there.
Oh, no, it's up there.
Okay, good. I'd like to do all that. I'm actually doubling up on the CFL game.
Wow.
First time all season. 11-5, starting to get enough confidence to try double up here. But I'm saving the NFL for all afternoon.
Now, I'll make my prediction for Jimmy the Bag. Gotta be Edmonton. It's Edmonton, BC tonight, right?
It's Edmonton, BC.
I know what Jimmy's place. Gotta be Edmonton, but we'll see. We'll see what Jim has to say about that when we get to it. Some comments coming in. Let me see. Okay, Touts McGee says 61% of the money is on the Browns tonight. I mean, that makes some sense to me, Jace, based on what I'm seeing, the reports that I've read, which is the same reports that everyone else is reading. It seems like the Browns would be the play. Touts McGee says 61% of the money is on the Browns tonight. I'll be doing a lot more research if I can in the afternoon. Jim Toblerson says let's start with CFL. Now we can't do that, but I guarantee you that Edmonton. No, I don't guarantee, but I strongly suspect that Edmonton is Jimmy's play tonight. All right, first half and full game. All right, let's see. Dobfen says please no WNBA or rugby. If you want to tail King Rail blindly, but as soon as you mention players on WNBA, smack my head. Really? People don't like. I think we spend such little time on rugby. You know what I'm saying?
Who says smack my head?
Dobfen says, please no WNBA or rugby. He says, if you want to tail King Rail blindly, fine, but don't talk about the players. I'm going to talk about him that way. Really?
Man, this has been a joy this year.
Yeah.
Something I haven't done in my life is cap this, and I think, I can get better and better as the season goes on.
I think it's fun as hell, and a lot of people would say, listen, we like WNBA, you can't please everyone, but regular viewers of the show know that as far as I'm concerned, I'm damn well going to try to please everyone. They say you can't please everyone. Well, I'm going to try, and I always will. All right, so Dav fan, no, we're not going to cover rugby tonight. In this show, we're going to cover it just a little bit in the afternoon show, and we are definitely going to cover a WNBA. Let's get to some. Kyle Jacks has been away on holiday. Good to be back and able to watch the show for the first time in 2 weeks. Shout out Kyle Jack. Kyle Jack, I've been killing rugby. It's been a while since I've had a rugby loser, mostly on totals. I had another totals winner with my last rugby play, so we'll see what I can do in the afternoon show. Let me see other comments coming in. Andy Blue says, I can't believe I got sucked into Malone last night. Yeah, I can't believe that either. He was looking for, he just had beating written all over him. Other comments, yes, B-Rad from the Boo says Bears second preseason game. That's true.
I don't know if he had a beating written all over him because 30-cent move in his favor.
From what I was seeing, 30, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying from paper's perspective.
For you and I, yes, but I mean, that 30-cent move was saying, the market was saying, we trust Malone, we back Malone.
Interesting, here you go. A-Rod says Finn's game, Dolphins game, under 34, and I'm looking at this one. My notes on that one says, I think I'm definitely liking Miami, slight lean under as well. The Dolphins offense is not really, the reports are that their offense has not been clicking that well. Interesting that A-Rod also suggests Finn's under 34. That was my lean. And I also have a lean towards Miami. That's the game where, Osweiler and Fales are both going to be competing at quarterback, and they both have, of course, NFL experience, as opposed to on the other side where you're probably going to see, Austin Allen, Griffin. So if you give a quarterback edge there to Miami, that might make them a good bet. I was also leaning in my initial analysis, leaning the Saints. I think the Saints and Jacksonville game is going to be a close game, and I would be leaning Saints plus 2.5 or 3, but more so on a teaser. So think about throwing the Saints on a teaser. All right. Other comments coming in. Let's see. Davfen says Sportsbook play of the day, Bears. So I'm going to be on the other side of that one. Who are the Bears? No, I'm just kidding around. We love the
Sportsbook guys.
Yeah, no, I love the Sportsbook guys. Look, if you serve a joke up like that to me on a platter, yes, Sportsbook loves the Bears as an underdog. Interesting. Okay, let me see. And other comments here. Marco Lou says, in all caps, Seahawks will kill Andrew Luck tonight. Okay, we will look at that game. That's a game I did not look into yet, but it's certainly interesting. I find NFL preseason interesting to look into, even if it doesn't, confer a lot of edges, in my opinion. Even if I feel like I have an edge, I bet it half unit max. You know what I mean? I don't go heavy on it.
I don't even know if I'm going to actually bet these, to be honest with you. But it's a good way to start studying the teams and begin your breakdowns. And some stuff was done in the offseason with the draft and all that stuff. But it's just a good way to get rolling. Yeah.
Best Gambler says, I got a nice car and business deals everywhere. Very nice, guys. But what matters is paying it forward. Yes, Best Gambler. And this comment that I'm going to say now is not directed to you, but to all people in life who are paying it forward. Before you pay it forward, pay it back, assholes. If you owe someone else money, no. If you owe someone else money, don't pay it forward, pay it back. Then when you don't owe anyone else any money anymore, then you start paying it forward. Assholes. You know who I'm talking about. Definitely not referring to you, Best Gambler. Shout out to Best Gambler. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
Yes, there are some people in life who owe me money and go around saying, pay it forward. No. First, pay it back, jackass. And that does not refer to any members of the Low Bag crew, anyone who watches the show. But yes, anytime I see pay it forward, it triggers me. I'm like, no, pay it back. You know what I'm saying? Best Gambler, huge shout out to Best Gambler. Once again, I got a nice car, business deals everywhere. Guys, what matters is paying it forward. Best Gambler, once again, my comment was in no way directed at you. All right, so go ahead.
I love it. Let's get to work.
Was that a compelling 30 seconds of video content?
Passion, yes. The flavor?
Yes. All right. So and Brendan Cummings is joining us. Shout out to Brendan Cummings.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let me see. Oh, Marco Lou says hot. Marco Lou just laughing at this line. Seahawks getting minus 15 on the spread. Jump on it now. Jump on it. Minus 1.5 on the spread. Yes. A-Rod says only totals in preseason. Stay off sides. Too complicated. Don't know half these guys. Interesting. Wow. Marco Lou really liking the Seahawks tonight against the Colts. Interesting. Oh, I'm going to write. Hopefully, I will remember this. Marco Lu. Let's write this down. Scotty Rock forever. Texans money line. We're going to shout out these. Touts
McGee. I think we should wait till the football segment to hit this.
Yes, you're right. Sorry about that.
Just because we still have 8 games, not as many as normal, so it's all good. But Touts McGee, fun fact: Pete Carroll, 34-14-1 in the preseason.
Yes.
82% of the money's on the Seahawks at +1.5. That is a fun fact.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing everyone looks at is coaching records in the preseason, which I think is an important factor. Can be a little bit overstated, but is an important factor. All right, so let's get into MLB. Unfortunately, Jimmy the Bag, I'm not totally sure that I'm seeing anything that I'm really liking. The only thing I'm thinking here, Kluber is, I'm not sure what to make of Kluber. Obviously, he's back in prime form so far. The knee injury, I guess we can assume, is totally fixed. I'm thinking that maybe it might be a spot to take Cleveland team total overs, though. I'm thinking Barrios might get hit. Then we have Happ starting, at home against Texas. We have another Boston-Toronto game. I'm sure some people who consider themselves to be smart, and I'm not saying they're not, I'm just saying that they are probably going to be on Toronto here, and so far that has not been a probable thing to do. We have Paxton against Verlander, of course. Then we have the Dodgers-Colorado game. Anderson's gotten hit a bit recently. I'm thinking maybe we take at the very least Dodgers team total over. And then Pittsburgh-San Francisco, Suarez has started to get touched. That one I was thinking, oh God, I would love to know what Tuate Latte thinks about this game. And you have his thoughts?
Well, yes, he sent a video at 5 a.m. But it's a little too dark. And the camera's shaking a little bit. And
did you see it? Is it that bad? In your personal opinion?
It's not that bad for me, but the video team wants him to reshoot it. So I'm not going to make. I'm going to tail.
Oh, he is going to reshoot it. Okay.
I don't know. I've got to talk to him. He's in Atlantic City. Who knows what he's doing right now? He's probably at the blackjack table, drunk.
Does the video team understand that if someone makes kind of a non-perfect video, that actually increases ratings as people get to comment on it and get to laugh about it? You know what I'm saying? They don't. I think your answer is no. I think your answer is no there. It's no there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Jimmy Beck, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Why am I not in charge of everything?
I
don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that. Jimmy Beck, shouldn't I be in charge of everything? I can answer that. Yes. All right, let's move on.
I'm not going to make the play. I'm going to straight tail my friend Twadi Latte on his plays. And he's got 3 on this game. Now, I'm not going to. I still want the video. I still want people to be interested and excited about the video. So I'm going to hold off unless I feel like the market's totally going to.
Do they not understand that if someone sends in a video with weird production values, that's better than a video with good production values from an entertainment standpoint, from a rating standpoint, right? You understand what I'm talking about, right, Jim?
I do.
Right. Okay.
But I'm not going. So I'm going to hold off. I haven't bet it.
Right.
I'm going to hold off on making the play, announcing the play. We can cap the game a little bit because it's one of the 8 games for sure, but I'm going to see if I can get another video from Twadi.
I'm thinking that he probably likes Pittsburgh as a dog here. I'm thinking about maybe a first half over, maybe a second half under. Both these starting pitchers have been very vulnerable recently. All right, so let's start. Where should we start? What picks do you want to give, Jim? I might not give any picks on this card as of right now, but I tell you what I'm leaning towards.
Well, I made a terrible blunder putting in a bet early. I didn't make it an official play here, so I won't get a unit blunder here. But I made a mistake making the overs in this Braves National bet game before Harper was announced out of the lineup. But you know what? I don't care. I do not believe in Sanchez's bullshit. He had another nice start, but it was against the Mets. I've not believed in Gio Gonzalez all year. These are 2 pitchers that I want to fade. And it was a mistake making the bet when I did. I thought other people were going to be on this play. And then Harper's out of the lineup and it drops. And Brooke Jordan says Nats Braves under. I don't believe in these 2 pitchers at all. And I'm going to fade them with overs. Moses J says line still at 8. It's 9. It's 8.5 all over the place. Sorry?
I know Kobe Valentine. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't know this.
What?
Bill Butliger says Pete millennials are very judgmental about video quality. I did not know that. Okay. Yes, I know that Kobe Valentine, at least as of a week or 2 ago, was vaguely high on Sanchez and was going to continue to be high on Sanchez until further notice. I know that.
And Tomor, just because we've touched on that game, let's move off of it. Suarez is much better at home. Nova, fly ball pitcher, should be a good matchup for him. I'd lean
Yeah,
Pittsburgh. Hard to bet San Francisco's favorites.
Yes, I would agree with that. My guess is that the twat man is on Pittsburgh tonight. But okay, Anthony L., there you go. Also some positive words for Sanchez. Sanchez is top 5 in the league in contact management, and there goes that's the main reason for his success. Kobe Valentine says Atlanta wins 5-2.
Yeah, I don't think. Okay, so Anthony L. says Sanchez is top 5 in the league in contact management. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Eric Swell says Braves love left-handed pitching. We saw that yesterday. The A-Rod saying Nats have lost 8 of 9 starts by Gio. Now they're hanging a 4.5. And Scotty Rock on Nats money line and run line. Sanchez looked good against Mets. He looked very good. But this is a much tougher lineup, even without Bryce in the lineup. Sanchez 10-1, 2.11 ERA in 25 games against the Nationals. I still feel like his stuff is susceptible, and I'm going to go with my gut here. Gonzalez 6-8, 4.04 ERA, 1.51 WHIP. I've been saying that's the type of pitcher he is. I've been saying that all year. He won May 28th, 0-6 in his last 11 starts. Nationals are 3-8. Last start, he gave up 6 runs, 5 earned on 10 hits, and just 3 2/3 at home. And that was just after he had a nice performance, but that was against Miami. Gonzalez, 5.04 ERA in his career against the Braves. Braves smash lefties, as we know, 270, 791 OPS. Anthony L. says, don't ignore hard contact metrics. You're right.
Anthony L. likes Sanchez. Kobe Valentine, as of 2 weeks ago, or as of his last comment on it, likes Sanchez. Kobe Valentine predicting an Atlanta win 5-2.
Yes.
On the other hand, Mally Mal says Sanchez is a fade.
I can understand that Sanchez has looked good this year. I just don't believe he can keep this up. I don't understand why he would be that much better this year than he has been the last 3 seasons. The sample size is still sort of small at 84 innings.
Best Gambler says, just sold a house, guys. Hashtag get that cash. Shout out Best Gambler. Other people are suggesting that the team total over for in the first 5 innings for Atlanta is once again a good play. I mean, Gonzalez, is there any reason to believe that this start will be different for Gonzalez than other starts that we've seen from him, where he's been struggling? He's been struggling game in and game out. Brooke Jordan likes the Nats Braves under, so Brooke Jordan believes that Gonzalez at least won't get super crushed.
Yeah, I guess after watching Malone get touched yesterday, when he had such nice numbers, it is a reason why I just don't. I feel confident fading Sanchez.
All right,
today.
Well, let's keep a brisk pace. Oh, so you are going to take a play here.
Yeah, first 5 over, full game over.
Wow. Okay, let me just copy this. Red Girl says I have 3 unders today, which is interesting. I wonder which they are. First 5 and full game under. Oh, no, over, you said.
Trunku saying an umpire for today's Braves-Nats game, 58.4%, 29.7 units towards the under. Very big strike zone, bad for batters. Red Girl's on the Gio strikeout over. And Tormer says Gonzalez isn't consistent, should be favored in my opinion. I made these bets, and I'm gonna back him up here with a better.
So line. Harper's out, huh? So what are you taking, Jim? What are you taking? The overs, right?
First 5 over.
Okay, Washington, first 5 over, and we're gonna give you Washington full game over. This one, I guess this does make me nervous. The line is headed down. The Washington game is actually, from what I'm seeing, 9 across the board, except for Heritage has 8.5 minus 120. So would you like 9 plus 116 or Heritage 8.5 minus 120? My thought is that since you're gonna lose the bet, you might as well just take the 9 so you don't lose one. No, I'm just kidding around. I'm a joker. I'm a kidder. That's part of what makes this show, according to Joe Licari, the best show on YouTube so far, by far. I love you guys. This is a comment from Joe Licari, the best YouTube show on YouTube. By far, I love you guys. You think any of the media executives all over the world who are all massive idiots have any idea of that? No, I don't think they do. All right, Jim. What do you want here, Jim? The over. 8.5 minus 120 or 9 plus 116.
I'll take the 9 plus 116.
All right, Jim's going to take a full game over 9 plus 116. That's the current line at Pinnacle. And then the first 5 innings over. Again, we could give you 4.5 minus 115 or 5 plus 128.
Oh, wow. I'll take 5 plus 128.
All right, Jim's going to take first half over 5 plus 128 and full game over 9 plus 116. Those are both current lines at Pinnacle. And so Harper's out, huh?
Harper's out, but this lineup's still strong.
Yeah.
Eaton, Turner, Soto, Rendon, Murphy, Zimmerman, Taylor, Wieters, Gonzalez.
Leaders, huh?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
All right, you know what? This game is just a little bit too wacky. No reason to force bets. I'm going to pass on this one. Now let's talk about the Minnesota-Cleveland game, which also goes at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Barrios and Kluber, people have been talking about how Kluber's home games have actually tended to go over. Let me see Kobe Valentine thinking about an over in the Cleveland-Minnesota game here as well. Let's get to some of the earlier comments that we're talking about this Cleveland game. Kobe Valentine says, I think Cleveland wins 4-1. A-Rod likes the Twins at plus 190. It is a huge line. The big question is, again, I'm just kind of overthinking it. Kershaw was fine last night, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was sort of a rinky-dink second.
But he was still fine. Yeah. And, I'm still thinking like, man, Kluber, 4 starts ago had some serious issues. But then last start and 2 starts ago, he was fine. If I knew for a fact that Kluber was going to be fine here, definitely take a shot with Cleveland -1. Maybe thinking about Cleveland on the team total overs to hit Barrios, although one of my losses yesterday was Cleveland first 5 team total over 2.5, and they landed on 2. So I took a loss with that one. So that was that was a tricky one. What else do you have? Let's see. Comments coming in.
Well, I am on Indians -1.5.
Okay.
I don't trust Barrios against good hitting teams. And clearly the knee injection worked.
Yes.
With Kluber. 7 starts before receiving the knee injection, 2-4, 5.21 ERA. Since the injection, 2-0, 0.55 ERA. Opposing batters are hitting 143 against him with a 186 on base, a 196 slugging percentage. Eric Swiatek says Tribes get to Barrios a bit today. A bit is all we're going to need, I think. I'm on -1.5.
Okay, -1.5. I might join you on this one, Jim. I'm checking the line here. Best line right now currently would be plus. I'm checking. Plus, actually, the Greek will have plus 105. So the Cleveland run line plus 105. I gotta think Kluber is going to be. He's probably going to be okay, isn't he, Jim?
Yes, I think he is going.
And
to
Barrios
be okay.
struggles on the road.
And Barrios struggles against great teams.
And and on the road as well, in general. Yes. All right. Okay. All right, I'll take Cleveland -1 here. It's going to be about a -150 line. Hopefully Cleveland, but Kluber he could shit the bed. But I'll take it anyway. The best money line right now will be at the Greek -200. Run line will be plus 105. So that's about a -149 line for Cleveland -1. Hopefully, if Kluber does struggle, Barrios struggles more, and hopefully, if Barrios is on his game, Kluber's a little bit more on his game. So I'm taking Cleveland -1 at about -149 or so. Jim's taking Cleveland run line plus 105, and those are the decisions we've made on that game. Anything else you want to say?
Just some notes from the cappers on the chat. Mela Pelos Way, Barrios 4-17, last 21 on the road. Marco Lu says Indians struggle against the Twins. Elio Rodriguez says not feeling Cleveland today. Barrios is sneaky as well. Barrios seems to dominate the shitty teams and has trouble like we saw him with the Cubs against the better teams. Mally Mel says Kluber already lost at home this season versus the Twins. I'm on Kluber this time around, and then a ton of people on the Indians. Joshua Gray, Indians. Sportsbook Red, alternative run line, Indians. Cap and tap, Cleveland, Minnesota under. Anthony L, the line -200, the line -200, so kind of pointless to bet this game unless you take the run line. Scotty Rock, Indians all day. Eric Swiatek.
Yeah, and here we go. 3 comments here, which is why we just love these commenters, all of them. Great comment here from where are they? Tomrino Tomor, Kobe Valentine, and Elio Rodriguez. Elio Rodriguez says not feeling Cleveland today. Barrios is sneaky as well, but here we go. Kobe Valentine says take a look at Kluber last start and his last start before the All-Star break. You can tell he has strength in his knee again. He is landing properly. Kobe Valentine looking at footage, knowing what to look for. Former athlete, love it. Thank you so much for looking at vintage Kobe Valentine comment right there. Again, listen up. Take a look at Kluber last start and his last start before the All-Star break. You can tell he has strength in his knee again. He's landing properly. Tomrino Tomor, always with a cautionary comment though. He says Kluber's 32. He's had injuries recently. I don't think 2 starts is enough to know he's a different pitcher. Barrios isn't consistent, but it's a big price. So all very interesting points from all these guys. Yes. In the final analysis, look, it is a big price. You know what I'm saying? And as we've seen this year, last year, going all the way back to 1965, expect the unexpected in MLB with these big underdogs. You know what I'm saying, Jim? All right, let's see. Yes. Cap and Tap says Berrios 3-6, 4.5 ERA in day games. Gerald Martinez, I think the play is the over in the Indians. Match fixing alert says love when all these squares are on one side. Twins is the value play. They might be match fixing alerts, but
Nostratoda is also on the Twins.
Yeah, listen, all of us squares were also on the Red Sox yesterday. That one cashed. All of us squares were on Atlanta yesterday. That one cashed. But match fixing alerts says love when all of us squares, all these squares referring to us and all the viewers, match fixing alerts. He sounds a little bit like Danielle Bregoli saying all these hoes think something's funny. He's saying love when all these squares are on one side. Twins is the value play. I can certainly understand that point of view. Yes, it is a huge line. My only thought is that if I knew for 100% fact that Kluber was healthy, even at minus 200, I would not think the Twins are the value play. And my assumption here is that Kluber is going to be 100% healthy.
Big Ragu says, I watched Kluber in college in Florida and Major League Baseball. He is fire today. I just think he's turned a corner, a massive corner.
Who, Kluber?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big question here. Eric Swiatek says Kluber is back. Tom Marino says Kluber's looked good at times all season. He hasn't been consistent recently. Yeah, I mean, his last starts were good. But, as far as the stats are concerned. And then Kobe Valentine watched the actual film and says he's a believer in Kluber's health right now. And then the other part of it is that if Kluber is off, you very well might get bailed out by Berrios having a bad day here in a day game on the road.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely,
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Shaquille Bell, here you go. Shaquille Bell, who always warns me off of bad plays, says Berrios is 3-6 and day and away games this season. Kluber is 8-0 in day games. I love Cleveland first run line. First run line. I'm not sure what that first means, but yes, Shaquille Bell endorsing a general play on first five. Okay. All right, and there you go. Tormenta says Kluber wore down last year too, as Chris Sale does. He was garbage in the postseason against the Yanks. All right, we'll see how it goes. Let's move on. Move on. Okay.
Padres, Brewers, Erlin versus Guerra. I wish I had backed Erlin last start. He'd gone 9 in the third out of the bullpen without allowing a run and looked good. Just 5 innings, but looked very good against a tough Cubs offense that smashes lefties. There's a chance of thunderstorms. Do you know if the roof is going to be closed?
In what?
In Milwaukee?
I think if there's a chance of thunderstorms, it will definitely be closed.
Okay, good.
But don't quote me on that.
Okay, but Erlin looked great. Only appearance against the Brewers came back on March 31st, beginning of the year. He allowed 2 runs, 3 hits, and 3 2/3 of relief. Guerrera coming off a very strong start. Held the Rockies to 3 runs while striking out 6 over a season-high 8 innings. We know the Padres can't hit righties, but it seems like their offense had woken up. But still 233, 653 OPS versus righties, and the Brewers 239, 716 OPS versus lefties. And those numbers are going up fast. The Brewers' numbers against lefties are going up fast.
In the meantime, I'm trying to check the second half in WNBA right now. It might be too late for this one, but I'm trying to pull up the sheets. Jimmy the Bag, why don't you discuss some MLB while I desperately try to get my computer to respond here and give me some second half stats here and a second half line.
I was interested in the Padres' first 5 and also first 5 under. But it's a very, very tricky spot trying to figure out the right time to fade these Brewers. And seeing these numbers come up so fast against lefties, I'm going to stay off of it. Let's go to Rangers, Yankees, Jurado versus J.A. Happ. Game time 85 Fahrenheit, wind blowing out sideways to right field, goes down to 7 by the end of the game. Yankees are coming off a pretty disappointing road trip. Now 9 games back of the Red Sox. Rangers have won 9 of 12, look very strong. Jurado 2-1, 4.02 ERA, 1.21 WHIP through 15 2/3. He allowed 2 runs on 6 hits and 5 innings of a win over the Orioles on Friday. He is so excited to pitch in Yankee Stadium, respects the place so much, and he's very, very excited. And then Happ, last faced the Rangers, allowed 2 runs, 5 hits, struck out 9 in 7 innings in Toronto. Looks good. 4-2, 2.97 ERA in 6 career starts against Texas. Now he's coming off of the being out with the foot, hand, and mouth disease, whatever that is. And Rangers are smashing lefties, and the Yankees hit righties hard. I certainly wouldn't. I certainly think if I had to make a bet, I think the value might be back in these Rangers again.
Ugh, I knew this was a mistake trying to open up another tab, trying to get these second half stats for the WNBA game. All right, yeah, the Rangers and Yankees game is one that I'm still thinking about. I'm still thinking about it, Jim. How's the Yankees lineup looking right now? Still a little bit iffy.
No, I mean, if Andahar, their rookies are hitting. Their rookies are hitting, and Stanton is starting to hit. I mean, it's not a bad lineup. It's just missing big giant bats. And Cash Action Bet saying first 5 under, Jimmy, not a bad play with that, my idea on the Padres Brewers. Do you have any lean in that Erlen Guerrero start?
No, and I might take it very easy. Of course, I joined all the other squares by taking Cleveland here -1, and if it loses, I'll be okay with that. But I might take it. I might take it pretty easy on today's card. There's no real low-hanging fruit that jumped out at me. The only thing I'm really thinking about pretty carefully is I'm thinking about maybe taking Pittsburgh. Always thinking about tailing latte on a Pittsburgh game, thinking about second half under in that one, and thinking about the Colorado game, maybe taking Dodgers team total overs. But other than that, I might take it very easy on this MLB card, Jim.
I hear you. I'm going to take some more time before making a play.
Okay.
Oh, Raul Rogers, Atlanta, Washington over 9. That's nice to hear. God, Jesus, that's nice to hear. I'm going to take some more time with this Rangers Yankees. Let's go to this Red Sox Blue Jays. I like Baraki. I like him a lot. Crafty lefty. Porcello is a guy who, when he's on, he's just lights out. When he's not on, the Blue Jays hit him hard. Huge
mistake trying to open up one more tab to get the WNBA halftime scores. I'm not going to be able to talk about the WNBA second half.
Okay.
Huge mistake trying to open up the one more tab. You just thought you could do it. It was like that last shot of tequila, one final shot of tequila.
Takes you over
Huge mistake.
Yeah.
Huge mistake. Here you go. I was doing okay. Tried to open up just one more tab. Trying to get some WNBA second half stats. Huge mistake. Massive mistake. Shouldn't have did that. All right, the computer completely frozen up. Anyway, go ahead, Jim. Go ahead, Jim. Take it over until my computer starts working again.
Baraki, Porcello, Red Sox have won 6 in a row. They're 12-3 against the Jays, 39-14 against the AL East. That is so impressive. Porcello, 14-4, 3.84 ERA, 1.16 WHIP. Blue Jays got the better of Porcello July 13th at Fenway. They hit him very hard, but he beat the Jays on May 29th. He did get a no decision on April 24th. He looked good in both of those starts. 10-10 with a 5.26 ERA, though, over 24 career outings. I'm not sure what we're going to get from him. I'm not sure. What do you think we get from Porcello moving forward? Is he a stud pitcher for the Red Sox?
Yeah, I can't access my notes right now. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be. I think he's just a reliable veteran who, until he gets injured, is going to be pretty reliable overall. In general, overall. I think he probably has a decent start here. Once again, I'd be leaning Boston second half on this one. Although I got a little bit lucky last time, and if Baraki does get crushed, then that will be a difficult thing to have to sweat out. But yeah, I would say that Porcello is probably going to have a reasonable start here, reasonably good start. I'd expect him to have another 7-inning, 2-run type start on this one.
Well, then they'll win on the run line. Baraki's looked great against everybody except the Red Sox. He looked so good against the Mariners last out, 8 innings. But Baraki against these Red Sox, July 13th, shortest major league start, 3 innings, allowed 7 runs, 4 earned, 8 hits, 4 walks. He was very pensive pitching against these guys. Tomar says, I think Porcello will be sharp here. Boston knows this is their chance to clinch the division with Judge out. Not applicables on Boston second half.
Yeah. I was thinking Boston second half, Porcello, I think that, it is interesting that I forgot he did get crushed by Toronto his last start. That was at Fenway, though. But I think that Porcello probably has a decent enough start here. Probably gives up a couple runs at some point, but, 7 innings, 2 or 3 runs is what I would predict.
Payless Way saying Jays league worst 8.49 ERA since the break. I'm going to spend a little bit more time before I go back to the Red Sox here again against the Jays. Then we have Orioles versus Rays, Hess versus Wood. Hess looks, Ulysses Hayes says, write it down. Boston money line, Milwaukee money line, bounce back for the Dodgers money line. I won't write it down, but I will copy and paste it, Ulysses. I will copy and paste it. Quick copy and paste from my man, Ulysses.
You want to talk about the Boston game? The Baltimore game did not have an overnight line. Let's talk about Verlander and Paxton. Huge matchup there. Sure. You have anything to say about that one? I believe Correa is also coming back for Houston, right? Is that what I read correctly? He's supposed to be back for this series?
Possibly this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
So he's not going to be back for this game.
I do not expect him to be back for this game. Joe Lacari says, got to ride with Boston. They've been on a winning streak, been cashing 6-game winning streak just like last year. Cleveland on that 21-game streak. And Jesse Dykstra, play of the day. Orioles raise over 8 runs. Has 6.41 ERA. Orioles scoring average of 6.9 runs. I like that. I would like to get to that game before we move on from baseball. Paxton Verlander, Mariners look bad. 7-11 since the All-Star break. Anthony L has just been saying that nonstop the whole time. Paxton 9.5, 3.51 ERA, 1.07 whips. Been dominant against Houston this year. Dominant. 3-0, 0.87 ERA. 7 shutout innings on July 30th at Safeco. 3 hits, just 3 hits and 8 Ks. Paxton 6-3, 2.59 ERA in 11 starts against Houston in his career. Verlander looked incredible last start. Man, in LA, 14 strikeouts over 7 2/3 and a 2-1 win. Excuse me. Verlander 12-8, 3.01 ERA over 24 starts against Seattle. This is his first appearance against the Mariners this season, and he's dynamite. Paxton pitches very well. I'm not sure exactly what to do. Ulysses Hayes says Houston money line, don't fade Verlander. Kobe says fade Seattle, fade Seattle. Johnny Cotson on Houston money line. Melee Payless way on the under. Big Ragu says M's are garbage right now. Elo Rodriguez says take the under in Astros as a strong lead.
Yeah. All right. So some interesting comments are coming in. Kobe Valentine in all caps. Fade Seattle. Fade Seattle. Liking Houston here. Fade Seattle. Fade Seattle. Wow. Match fixing alerts. Paxton for the win. The Mariners jumped the A's this weekend. Match fixing alerts. Yes. Wow. Loving the fact that all these squares are fading Seattle on this. No, match fixing alerts. I am definitely a square. I'm a highly educated square. And just a nice guy square as well. And I'm a little handy with the comedy here and there type of square. But I'm definitely a square. But check this out, Matt Trick. You mind if you throw up the record just very quickly?
Why do you have to say that? Why do you have to?
Because we're keeping a brisk pace.
We only have 8 games.
So much shit to cover, Jim. No, we're at 12:42. Let's throw up the MLB record. Match fixing alerts. Check this out. Now I am again a highly educated square, but a square nonetheless. But look at that match fixing alerts, plus 41.3 units. Very, very nice. And I am on Cleveland tonight. The Seattle game, though, I really don't have a read on. Kobe Valentine definitely does, and he put it in caps. Fade Seattle, fade Seattle. Johnny Cotson likes Houston money line. Cash action bets. Astros on the under. So all the squares are on Houston, and the anti-square match fixing alerts is on the Mariners.
Yeah, it is I find it a tricky game. I don't have a play on it right now. I'm going to spend a little bit more time. Paxton, is he fully over his injuries is the big question. Can he still be as dominant as he's looked? And that's the biggest question that's hanging over this game. So.
That's right. All right, so let's move on to the Dodgers game. Ulysses Hayes says, love the Dodgers today. Money line, money line, money line. And Brooke Jordan, wow. Brooke Jordan says Astros under. It's a low total, 6.5, probably some 7s. But all right, let's talk about the Dodgers game. I was thinking about Dodgers, -1.5. I was thinking, or -1. I was thinking about Dodgers team total overs. Anderson got hit in his last start. Feels like a spot where the Dodgers lineup is going to come in here and have some life to them. What do you think?
I don't trust the Dodgers with against any lefties whatsoever, even one who got touched in his last start. Stripling looked really bad. He looked bad in the All-Star game, and then he looked bad in July. 5 starts, 4.73 ERA. Only 2 starts after the All-Star game. 9 earned runs on 14 hits over 8 2/3. Was there really a toe injury? Or were they worried that he'd never pitched this many innings before and they wanted to give him a break? That's what I suspect. So in all honesty, I don't like Tyler Anderson right now after him getting lit up. But knowing that the Coors Field fades was at work here, I was hoping that I wasn't going to have to back Stripling against the left and the Dodgers against the lefty. So I can understand. Searcy says I'm on Dodgers. Jared Trader says don't trust Dodgers against lefties. I can understand people liking the Dodgers here. But Tomer says, I'm on the Dodgers. They go from the hardest park in MLB to hit the easiest. Anderson's in bad form. Turner's hitting. It's different lineup against lefties with him in. Saw that last year. Yes, it is a different lineup with him in. But nobody else is touching lefties in that lineup. Ulysses Hayes says, low-scoring game, Dodgers under. Oh, also, we missed Red Girl is over on Verlander strikeout.
Wow. Okay, I'm writing that one down. See that? Look at that. A lot of people say, write this one down, write this one down. Red Girl doesn't have to tell me to write it down. It's getting written. It's getting writ. Verlander, strikeouts over. Yes, and Kobe Valentine also had a comment saying that Verlander just needed a break for the All-Star break. He is now back to being a god amongst men, which at least on paper in his recent starts has definitely been the case.
Yeah, I'm getting a giant line with the Rockies here, and I'm gonna take it. Coors Field fade.
You're getting a giant line with the Rockies. What are you getting there? I'm putting up I'm reopening my tabs as we speak, Jim. So far, everything is going smoothly. I'm also looking at the Boston second half line, which I'm seeing at minus 160 at Bookmaker, and I'm going to see if maybe Heritage has 155. This is a tough one. I want to throw on Boston second half again. Go ahead, Jim.
I'm getting plus 220.
Plus 220. All right, let me see. You're taking the Colorado Rockies. All right, so Jim's going to take Colorado run line plus 220. I'm going to hold off on this one for now. Again, I'm just going to think about it and see what get a little bit more information. I might take it very easy. Boston second half is minus 155 at Heritage right now. And
wow, match fixing alert saying Rocks win division, Rocks win league. Wow, that's you get paid for that, man. I'm very interested to see what happens in the NL West, and it's just so easy for me.
You know who might really love? You know what match fixing alerts might love? He might love my joke about how when you're a shitty handicapper. He's the type of guy who would just think that was like really, really funny.
Sure.
It's awesome. I'm not going to tell it again, but because you don't want to force it. You know what I'm saying? All right. I'm thinking about.
Tomar saying that Dozier should be decent against lefties. That's all he is. He's got no power against lefties. All his power comes against righties.
All right, so let me see. Again, I'm thinking about. I'm going to hold off on the Dodgers game for now. It is a night game. I'm thinking about Red Sox second half. I'm thinking about Dodgers team total overs in one way or another. I'm thinking about. You know what? I will. The Giants have a dog shit bullpen, don't they?
They do. It's awful, and they're all worrying. They're all questioning themselves every time they touch the rubber.
They're all questioning themselves, huh?
Yeah, man. No one can take that spot as the closer ever since Strickland got hurt. They're terrible. You can see it in their face when they walk up.
You can see it in their faces.
Yeah.
See, Jim's been watching the videos as well.
It's like George Hill. All I do is watch every MLB package with at least 4 games on all the time. It was like when George Hill was going up for that foul shot. That's what it looks like when they have a giant guy coming in the 9th inning to close out the game. They look scared.
All right, I'm going to make 2 plays here. I'm going to take Pittsburgh on the second half money line at minus 119. That's the current line at Bookmaker. And despite the Giants' dog shit bullpen, I am going to take the second half under here at 3.5 minus 125. Those are 2 plays I'll throw on. Pittsburgh second half under 3.5 minus 125, and Pittsburgh second half money line minus 119. All right, Jim, let's.
Scotty Rock says yes, we have a horse shit bullpen, Pete.
Yeah.
And then Trunku says, hey Pete, when your professional capping days are over, switch to stand-up comedians department. You would do well there. Also.
That's a comment, right? That's a compliment, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, I could definitely do that. I could definitely do that. All right, let's see. What else do we? Or I think I could do that. All right, let's see, Jimmy the Bag. Let's see. What else do we have going on here? We do want to keep a brisk pace.
Yes, but I just need to touch on this Orioles Rays spot. Hess looks terrible. Terrible. But he's pitched the Rays very well this year, and that's the only confusing thing I have with this game. We're very interested to hear what the chat has to say about this spot. Hess is 2-0 with a 1.98 ERA against the Rays, 0-6 with a 7.94 ERA against everyone else. He's allowed at least 5 earned runs in each of his last 5 starts. Can you put a line through that glory he's had against the Rays? Like, is that such a small sample size, or do you think maybe he's just comfortable pitching against these guys? I don't know. I don't know. Wood faced the Orioles twice this season, 7 strikeouts and 3 in the third, but he's allowed 5 hits and 2 earned runs. I don't really trust Hunter Wood that much, but I just Orioles won yesterday and they committed 5 errors. What a bunch of bums, man. Game
didn't have an overnight line, so I don't even have anything to say about it. I will look into it in the afternoon. All right, let's. So Lomax says match fixing alert says Lomax, you're a funny dude. Yes, match fixing alerts. I'm not going to deliver the joke now, but the joke is, you're a shitty handicapper when you see huge value on both sides of a spread. That's how you know it. When you're looking at a game, you're like, man, there's huge value on both sides here. All right, so it's pretty funny. Every time it gets me. All right, so Jimmy the Bag, let's review the picks, and then we do got to move on. Jimmy the Bag has taken 2 controversial plays. I hope you catch at least one of them. Washington first half over 5 plus 128, and Washington full game over 9 plus 116. Jim's also on the Cleveland run line plus 105 and the Rockies run line plus 220. I've taken 3 plays so far. Cleveland -1, minus 149 or so. And I've also taken Pittsburgh second half minus 119. Pittsburgh, San Francisco under 3.5 minus 125. Plays I'm thinking vaguely about. Taking Boston on the second half. Vaguely thinking about doing something with the Dodgers here in this game, but maybe I'll pass. And that's about it. It's a short card. Obviously, Red Girl likes I might just wind up blindly tailing Red Girl on that one. Again, Red Girl likes the Verlander strikeout props over against Seattle. A lot of debate on this Seattle-Houston game. Kobe Valentine saying fade Seattle, and many others, including Mally Mal. I saw a cascade of anti-Seattle sentiment right around the time we were talking about that one. And the Texas Yankees game, again, that's going to be a pass for me for now. And that's about it. Any final words? We do want to move on. We got a lot of shit that we also want to get to, Jim.
No, I like 4+ spots for me. I'm fine with where I stand.
It's a right now, if I had to recommend one play, you know what it probably would be?
What?
Verlander strikeouts over. Tail Red Girl. You know what I'm saying? Can't really talk about these recommend plays on the San Francisco-Pittsburgh second halves. The Cleveland game, I'm on it, but it's treacherous. Red Girl might have the best shot there.
Best Gambler says sometimes there is value on both sides. Smart cappers know. And # watching with my grandma.
Very nice, very nice.
Keeping the fam.
Yes. All right, so let's move on. Now we have WNBA again. I don't really have time in my schedule to cap things when there's no overnight lines. The WNBA games did not have overnight lines. So I didn't look at either of them. They're definitely interesting matchups, and obviously, wow. When I looked at the matchups, I was like, I can't imagine what this Lynx Aces line is going to be, but I have to assume that one way or another, if at the very least on team totals, that the Aces would be the side with value, and it does appear that, not a huge move, but yes, the Aces opened as a small dog, and they've definitely gotten bet down. They opened at +3, now they're down to 2.5 or 1. And then, of course, we have the Sparks against Atlanta, 2 excellent teams, and a move. The Sparks opened at Pick'em. Now it's up to -2 or 2.5. So I don't know if that is if someone's out for Atlanta or if that was just early quick money betting on the Sparks. Someone's out for Atlanta, right?
Yes. With a few minutes left to go in that game, their last game on Thursday night, their guard, Angel McCoughtry, went down with a left knee injury, and she had to be helped off the court.
Oh, shit.
Now, they did finish with a 16-6 run, but after the game, Nikki Collins said that she's going to undergo further evaluation. She's definitely going to be out of the lineup for tonight.
All right, so, 2 interesting games. I'm definitely going to look into them more closely tonight in the afternoon, but I don't have, any opinion as of right now, although just at first glance, I'm thinking once again, the Aces as a small dog. Total is 166, which is kind of high, but I'm thinking once again, Aces team total over, which should be about, 82 or something like that. Maybe once again, Aces first half, first quarter team total over. Why not? Why not? Tell me why not. If no one can tell me why not, I might actually wind up throwing that one on here without any further research. Obviously, Minnesota is a team that is overvalued. They're a shadow of their former selves from last year. And as we know, my overall WNBA capping has been shitty, but I've saved my season with the Aces, mostly with team total overs. Let's throw up the WNBA record if you got it. Look at this. Now, people might think this is a pretty decent WNBA record there, but my overall record in WNBA is like -15 units, not counting the Aces games. Counting Aces games, I'm up about 7 units. I'm up about like 15 units or 20 units or something like that on Aces games in general. Just pounding the hell out of their team total overs. And once again, it's looking tempting. First quarter, 20.5. First half, 41.5. What do you have to say, Jim?
I've got quite a bit to say, but first off, let's read some of the comments. Tomor says, I hammered the Sparks first quarter at -0.5. I thought the Sparks would be flat against the Liberty, and I think they will be sharp here in a revenge spot. Atlanta's still not strong offensively. I'm sort of leaning in that direction, too. I expect the Sparks to have a bounce-back spot here.
Okay.
King Rail says, taking my time with this Atlanta-LA game. Lean Aces money line tonight probably will be there.
Yeah. Really? He's going to be at the game.
Yeah, he's been going to these Aces games. So cool, man. I'd love to go to them.
To go to a
Kobe
game
says
with them.
lots of WNBA players went down yesterday and are out today. Check lineups before you make a bet.
Yes.
And Brooke Jordan says, seeing good over in this game. Even with their guard out, I think they will still push. That's Dream Sparks. Yes. Sparks won their third straight, and it was ugly. 82-81 on Wednesday against the Liberty. They were outshot, out-rebounded. I agree with Tomor. I think this should be a bounce-back spot for them. Last 3 wins with Ogumake back in the lineup, 47 points, 18 boards, and they've split their 2 games with Atlanta so far this year. And then Lynx Vegas, did the Lynx turn a corner in that last game? They may have. And it was clear how they could dictate the pace against the Sky team that wanted to run, and Minnesota just wouldn't allow them to. Aces have now lost 4 straight, 2.5 games behind Dallas for the final playoff spot. They need this win badly. They've given up over 100 points in 3 straight games. Asia Wilson is playing very, very well. Double figures, 28 straight time. McBride playing very well as well. Minnesota, Las Vegas split their first 2 meetings this year, each team winning on the other team's court. And Reeve, remember, we talked about Reeve laying into more in fouls, especially fouls in the press. And I said, I'm curious to see how fouls, especially fouls, will respond to this. And she responded in a big way. And so, we talked about Brunson having a broken nose. Was that going to affect? And King Rail said, no, it's playoff time. Watch them go. And they did. Their defense was amazing. They held this guy to 34% field goal percentage, the best showing of the season. Will that continue? It very much could. It very much could.
All right. Well, this is just a low-hanging fruit, no-brainer play. If the first quarter, I'm going to start off just with the first quarter over, and I'll probably add on the first half as well. But I'm going to throw on Aces first quarter team total over 20.5 minus 115. That's the current line at Heritage. I mean, this is just one of those plays where if it hits and I don't give it as a play, I can't forgive myself for that degree of lack of balls. If it loses, I'll understand why, and then I'll only be up 15 units taking Aces team total overs this year instead of 16 or whatever I am. So I'm taking that one. Aces first quarter team total over 20.5 minus 115. That's at Heritage. Also, of course, leaning to the first half team total over, which is 41.5 at both places. And the full game team total is just 80.5. That's tempting as well. And the Sparks Atlanta game, I'm going to look at later on. All right. Any other comments coming in that will illuminate anything for us?
Yeah, absolutely. King says Lynx are going to really miss Rebecca in this game, and seems like everybody's leaning towards the Aces. Tomer says, I don't trust Minnesota. We've seen this all year. They play one good game and then aren't consistent. I'd lean Vegas. It's we'll handle these more in the.
So I mean, if you think Vegas is going to see, I'm taking Vegas team total overs even when I think they're not a good bet on the spread, and I've cashed with that. If you think they're actually a good spread on the bet, on a good bet on the spread, then they're probably even a better bet on their team total overs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. It sounds like that's the direction people see the game going in. And I think Sparks are going to touch the dream without their starting point guard.
Okay. Wally George says, Pete, is a camel hair jacket coming to IFBC? Yeah, it might. And Tom Reno hammered the Sparks first quarter at -0.5. I thought the Sparks would be flat against Liberty. I think they'll be sharp here in a revenge spot. Atlanta still not strong offensively. Let me see other comments coming in. Yes, Mr. Ghoster 99 Wings lost their big girl down low. Let me see. Noah Lastark says Sparks come out way too soft and slow. Best Gambler says, gotta go pay the bills. Get that guacamole, guys. Huge shout out to Best Gambler who pays it forward. My sense is that Best Gambler doesn't owe anyone money. He's in a position where he is paying it forward. Huge shout out to Best Gambler. Let me see just quickly. Yep, not applicable. I like the Aces money line too. Trenton Claxton, Atlanta first quarter. Interesting. Wow. So Trenton Claxton and Tom Marino are going directly against each other. Tom Marino took Sparks first quarter. Trenton Claxton took Atlanta first quarter. Interesting, right?
Very.
All right, that's it. So once again, I'm taking the Aces first quarter team total over 20.5, and we will review these games more in the evening show. Now let's move on to NFL. We're going to do the bulk of our NFL handicapping and maybe giving picks in the evening show. As of right now, I will admit that on my personal accounts, again, I bet the NFL preseason, but if I think I have I don't bet it recreationally. If I think I have an edge, I bet it low. You know what I mean? Half a unit. So, sometimes I'll even do a third of a unit or something like that. So we're talking about like $1.40, $1.25, that type of range. I did take a shot with the Browns on the money line, and we were told that the public is on the Browns as well, which makes sense. Saquon Barkley not likely to play. Baker Mayfield is supposed to be playing a lot, and just seems like as far as the roster is concerned, that the Browns are going to have more people in there. Other plays that I was thinking about, I think that the Saints Jacksonville game is going to be close, so I'm thinking about finding another team to put up with a teaser and throwing on New Orleans as a teaser. Both these teams have rookie wide receivers who have been doing great. I think that the Jacksonville backups should be okay, but I definitely like the Saints backups here. And I think it's going to be a relatively close game. And then and the quarterbacks who are playing so we're going to see Taysom Hill. You know what I mean? He's going to be trying to do well. And whereas Cody Kessler is supposed to be playing for the Jags, he's supposed to be getting a lot of snaps. And I think he shows that he knows that he's not playing for his spot. He's not going to be a starter here, but he's got his position as a backup pretty much locked in. So he's not going to be looking to he's not going to get a starting job by having an amazing performance.
And those are the guys that you want to fade in preseason.
Right. So he has to show that he can direct an offense. But, he's pretty much guaranteed to have his backup spot. There's no way, no matter what he does in the preseason, he's going to be the starter. So, I think it's going to be a relatively conservative game plan for him, whereas there's going to be more people for New Orleans looking to prove themselves. So I'm not necessarily saying that I like New Orleans plus 2.5 or 3, but I am saying I think it's going to be a close game, and I think they might have some value on a teaser. Again, Sportsbook said that their play of the day was the Bears, and they're an underdog right now to Cincinnati. So maybe they would be a good teaser team to add on to a teaser there. And again, Tampa Bay against Miami, the battle for backup quarterback is going to be between Osweiler and Fales. Both of those guys, of course, have NFL experience, and I thought that Miami might be a good play here. And also, someone in the morning show said, in the beginning of the show, said that he was leaning under in that game, as was I. The Dolphins' offense, based on all their reports, has not been very fluid, not been clicking. So I think, and the Buccaneers have a ton of the Bucs have a ton of injuries on their defensive line and stuff like that. So I think that probably we're looking at a lower scoring game. And Miami might have the edge, -1, -1.5, maybe on the money line. The Bucs' first-round pick, Vea, is not going to be in, right? He's injured, so I'm leaning Miami there. I'm looking at other opinions I had. And the Browns-Giants, you're going to have Baker Mayfield, and then you're going to have Tyrod Taylor, who's also kind of playing for to establish himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor is also going to be getting some snaps. I was reading for the Giants.
Yes, I believe that he will be getting some snaps, and I think he'll want to be just in control.
Mm-hmm.
He's another spot like Cody Kessler that I don't expect him to take. I think just to show a calm sense of calm, just in case Baker Mayfield is a little all over the place, which I doubt. But still, I would guess that Tyrod comes in and things would get more conservative.
Right. So I did bet the the Browns. I took them on the money line at -115. Those are the only games that I've really formed opinions on. Again, in the beginning of this show, people were all over Seattle. They're about a 2-point favorite against Indianapolis. Lot of comments coming in saying take Seattle to pound the Colts. I can certainly understand that. I'm going to look into Dallas, San Francisco. Look into Houston, KC. That's an interesting one. And the Green Bay, Tennessee game. They're all pretty much interesting. Of course, the Ravens are playing their second preseason game here. And Jim, are you gonna look into these games at all?
That's all I'm
See
gonna
what
do.
you can find.
All I'm gonna do this afternoon is just try and find some things. I don't know if I'm gonna bet any or make an official pick or not. I guess we've got to discuss how we're going to handle the preseason. If it's just going to be part of our NFL record, or is it going to be just a preseason record?
I would say, you could do it either way. Obviously, it's a completely different animal. I would say add it all up, but whatever you want to do is fine. King Rail says I'm on Miami Pete too. Let's go, and on the Browns. But then Ulysses Hayes likes Giants money line. Tell us why.
Yeah, let me read some of these quotes. Kyle Jack, NFL Bears and under. Bills, Bucks, Chiefs, Seahawks, and Eagles. There, and then Robert Johnson says I'm looking for NFL unders today. Philly and Miami so far. Michael Holthauser says there's no depth for the Colts. I can't back the Colts in this game. And then later he says, and then he said backing that up. Plus Luck hasn't played football for pretty much 2 months. And then he comes in later and says, against his will, which he doesn't want to do, where is it? He is going to back the Jets. I'm taking the Jets even if it makes me ill. They have a ton of experience. depth at the quarterback position with a lot of competition. DJ Big Boss giving out free gold sheet picks. Pittsburgh game under 33.5.
Miami -1.5 and Ravens. Ulysses Hayes says loves Green Bay and go ahead. What were you going to say?
But then right below that, somebody is against that under that is the gold picks under, and I will find that in a second. But please,
Kyle Jack says love the Bears this evening. So Kyle Jack in line with a Sportsbit, and Ulysses Hayes love Green Bay and the Giants money line. That's very concerning. Why would Ulysses Hayes be loving the Giants money line here?
I'm going to need to study before I come in and make
Tom Marino, Tomor, I'm on Pittsburgh +3. Here you go. Everyone listen up. Tom Marino, I'm on Pittsburgh at +3. I follow the Eagles closely, living in the Philly area. The Eagles won't likely play Wentz at all and Foles much. The Eagles' third and fourth string quarterbacks are garbage. I like Pitt's quarterback rotation with Dobbs, Jones, and Rudolph. That's almost enough to make me throw on Pittsburgh on a teaser along with the Saints.
Match fixing alert saying that NFL is better, NFL preseason better positive ROI opportunities than the regular pigskin season.
Interesting. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make that one a bet right now. I'm gonna trust Tom Marino implicitly. I'm gonna do a teaser with Pittsburgh and with the Saints. Hold on one second. Why don't you read some comments, Jim, while I look at this one? I don't want to quote. I want to quote
Angel Romero. I like 49ers on the spread. I'm going to buy it down to -3. Jimmy G won't be playing much, but Bethard is a quality backup and has weapons. Dallas will be focused on feeling out their roster. I like Turtles, says Pittsburgh is the best rotation for quarterbacks. I think Steelers have great value. You know, ever since John Cherry gave us the update on his cat being hungrier than ever, we've never seen him back.
That's right. That's true. That is certainly true, Jim. All right, why don't you read some other comments while I'm looking around here and seeing what I can do here.
Justin Paul saying that Sudfield, the third stringer for the Eagles, is a stud. Not applicable, says Pittsburgh. I agree. And then DJ Big Boss and Capitals. I really like Pitt.
Wow. All right, I'm going to throw on this teaser right now. I just bet it. I'm going to take. You can shop around and I'm sure get better odds. But I'm going to take Pittsburgh and the Saints. Pittsburgh and the Saints on a 6-point teaser -120. I'm getting the Steelers +9 and the Saints +8.5, and that will be -120. So I'm doing a teaser here. Pittsburgh Saints +9 and +8.5. That's -120. That's the current line that I just got at Heritage. I just bet it. I'm sure if you line shop around, you can get slightly better lines, slightly better odds. But I'm going to just take right now, and I'll quote that one. That's good enough for me. Pittsburgh and Saints on a 6-point teaser, +9 for Pittsburgh, 8.5 for the Saints, -120. Is the odds, and that's an official preseason pick, Jim.
I like it.
And I might throw on some other teasers as well with Pittsburgh put in there. I'm thinking about this one. I would give the Browns on the money line and Miami. I'm just a little bit concerned that Ulysses Hayes says he loves the Giants, or if he loves Green Bay, and he also included Giants on the money line. Why would he say that? He wouldn't say that out of nowhere, would he? I mean, I don't know him that well, but
no, of course he wouldn't say that out of nowhere. I'm going to need the afternoon to hammer these out.
Any other comments coming in?
Shaquille Bell, Seattle, Miami under, and Miami on the money line, and Pittsburgh money line.
I was thinking about the Miami under as well. Pittsburgh money line. That might be a good. Oh, there you go. Is Shaquille Bell likes Seattle? Oh, right. Okay, right. Everyone's saying take Seattle here.
Touts McGee. Fun fact: Week 1 preseason 2017 games went 12-3 to the under.
And Drew Daddy says, how confident are you at Hayes? Ulysses Hayes says, very confident. I'm only concerned about Ulysses Hayes' Giants play. Ulysses Hayes, how confident are you on the Giants play over the Browns? Very confident or not? Let me see. I'm looking at this one. Any comments? Any comments coming in? DJ Big Boss, go Pete, go. I'm getting positive vibes on Pete's picks today, all in caps. Thank you so much, DJ Big Boss. What a positive guy.
Yeah, I
love that guy. He's Vegas. He's based in Vegas, isn't he?
I think he's in L.A.
Oh, is he?
But he will he will be in Vegas for IFBC.
See, Kyle Jack says Jags look like a good play as well. See, I'm thinking the opposite. I'm not saying I'm thinking it's going to be a close game. I kind of like the Saints backups here, so I'm thinking that the Saints on teasers might be a good play. But all right, let's see. Ulysses Hayes says I've been seeing the Giants prepare. Okay, well that's good. Let me see. Other comments here. Giants money line. Wow. Kyle Jack says, I'm only going to tease the Jags. All right. Any comments coming in? Shout them out.
Yeah, not applicable since I say screw the MLB for this afternoon show. We're not going to have much to talk about. It'll be focused mainly on this and other sports. So don't worry about that.
Kobe Valentine also likes the Giants money line. Parlay Pitt money line, so he's on Pittsburgh with everyone else, but liking the Giants money line. That's concerning. So now we got Ulysses Hayes and Kobe Valentine singling out the Giants as a play that they like. Shaquille Bell also likes the Seattle money line, which everyone else seems to be liking. Miami under, which I was also leaning towards, and money line. I was leaning Miami money line and the under as well. And he also likes Pittsburgh money line.
Colby saying that Colts will be the worst team in the NFL this year. Already locked in that over.
Me.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Jim. Yes, I did. I might have made a mistake there. For anyone who thinks like, wow, Peter really knows what he's talking about, never makes mistakes. You thought wrong. Wow. All right, let me see. I'm just looking. Let me think. King Rail says, Pete, how do you like my Bengals tonight? King Rail did not have a chance to look at that game, but I'm definitely going to, I will now officially make that a game that I make sure that I look into. That will not be a game that I overlook. Yeah. I'll have an answer for you in the afternoon show, King Rail. Might not be an answer that you like, but I'll have an answer for you.
Yeah, and we know that it's already best bet to the Bears, but yet the market has moved in Cincinnati's direction.
Justin Kotzen says, Saints by 4. I already booked it, Pete. Justin Paul says, put Pitt in the teaser, not a bad play, Pete. Big Ragu says, Buffalo first half, Carolina second half. Yes, that's another thing to think about. If you really get into these games and you figure out what their first half, second half plans are, there can be great value, especially with totals on the first half, second half stuff. But you really got to do your research there. But all right, let's see. What else do we have here? Justin Paul says, Sudfield, the third string quarterback for the Eagles, is a stud. Okay. And what's his name? Tomer doesn't like him. Justin Paul's does. Angel Romero, I like the Niners on the spread. I'm going to buy it down to 3.
Remo saying Colts will not be the worst team this year.
Antonio Jones says Colts. So there are some people liking the Colts tonight.
Yeah.
Joe Licari, Bills got a lot to prove, a lot to play for. Joe Licari liking the Bills, -3. Shout out any comments that you see, Jim.
Swiatek thinking the North is going to be a bad division with some bad teams. My man Angel Romero working on his Mexican Soccer League picks. Love
and
that
Justin,
guy.
Yes, Justin Paul says only bet is Dolphins so far. I was thinking that as well. Von Polo, Ravens, Browns, Eagles, Dolphins, moneyline parlay. Interesting. Von Polo, I was thinking Browns myself. I was thinking Dolphins myself. But a lot of people liking Pittsburgh here. I'm just looking. Michael Holthauser says Pats over. They score a ton of points in the preseason. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of that. But yes,
the Pats, they have very high scoring.
Oh, that's right. I was aware of that. I caught that myself.
You
yes,
talked about that.
Of course, I have talked about that. Yeah, for everyone thinks that I know everything.
Oh, double off.
What happened?
What the hell just happened?
Come on, Jim. Pay attention. Focus here. Focus.
Watching baseball.
That's all right. All right. Anyway, we've got. You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. For the evening show, I'm gonna rewatch the morning show. I'm gonna pull out all the great handicapping comments that came in the morning show, and I'm gonna address them as we cover NFL in the evening show. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's a great idea.
I'm gonna rewatch the entire this entire video. Take all the great handicapping opinions from the NFL preseason and put them in a text file and review all of them and maybe we'll start with the NFL preseason in the evening show. That's what we're gonna do.
I wouldn't mind getting our actual picks in for baseball. Just get them in quick.
All right.
If we're gonna focus the most amount of time on football, can we just get our picks in and done? And
then we can do that. Jimmy the Bag. All right. So far, I might have made a mistake here taking no, I don't think. I think I'm okay. People are saying that some people are saying they like the Eagles here, and some people are saying they're liking the Jags. But I took just one play, Pittsburgh +9 and 8.5 on a teaser. A lot of people suggesting they like Miami, and I was liking that one as well. Didn't bet it yet. I did bet Cleveland on the money line at -115, and Kobe Valentine and Ulysses Hayes both saying they like the Giants money line. That is a bad sign for me. People suggesting that they like the under in the Miami game. I was leaning that way as well. People suggesting that Seattle's going to crush the Colts tonight, and that will be an interesting opinion. That'll be an interesting result. That might have some value as well. And here you go. I like Turtles, XXX. I'm a Steelers fan, and I watch their training camps every day. Look at this shit, Jim. Yeah. We have commenters here. Look at this shit. We have a guy who's a Steelers fan, watches their training camps every day. He says, and these quarterbacks will be playing playing hard for their spots and have good young defensive players. +3 is the play. Loshak and The Bag. There you go. Out of all the awesome comments that we've gotten in today's show, that one might be comment of the day. Comment of the show. Look at that. Again, listen up. I like Turtles XXX. I'm a Steelers fan, and I watch their training camps every day. Okay, the guy goes and watches their training camps every day. These quarterbacks will be playing hard for their spots. Good young defensive players. +3 is to play Loshak in the bag. Tomarino Tomor also likes that. He also follows Philly close, right? Tomarino says he follows Philly close, and he thinks that Philly is not a good play tonight, liking Pittsburgh +3. Wow.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
All right, so let's move on. We'll have some great NFL coverage. I'm convinced now we're going to have a great NFL segment in tonight's show.
Yeah,
tonight's show. That'll be at 6 o'clock Eastern time. Let's just quickly talk about CFL. Jim teased us in the beginning of the show that he's already ready to make his official plays on the CFL game tonight, Edmonton against BC. You're definitely on Edmonton, right, Jim? Come on.
As a BC Lions fan who loves Lule, 34-year-old Lule very much, yes, I'm on Edmonton Eskimos.
I knew that.
The two big reasons are Jeremiah Johnson hurt himself, Lions running back, aggravated ankle injury, and the Lions lost to the Stamps. Trayvon Van will line up as a starter on Thursday. Also, the Eskies are averaging a league best 342 yards per game on offense. The Lions defense gives up 418 yards per game, second only to the Alouettes. I think that Calgary took their foot off the gas in that game, which they tend to do when they have big leads. We saw that against Saskatchewan when they went up, I believe, like 24. They got scored 24 points early and then just kind of took their foot off the gas. Edmonton beat the Rough Riders last week. The Rough Riders do have a tough defense, and now they're going to go up against a much softer defense. Riley threw for 257 yards, 1 touchdown pass. I say add a touchdown pass or 2. Noah Lastark's on Eskimos' first half in the game. I like it. And add 100 yards passing for Riley in this game. Darrell Walker looked awesome last game. 6 catches, 154 yards, and a touchdown. And that's against Durion Carter and some great. Actually, Carter had moved over to wide receiver last game. Sorry, I forgot he stopped playing defensive back. But the Rough Riders defensive backs are much better than the Lions defensive backs. And Lule, I love Lule. What can I say? I've always been a Lule fan, but and he looked good in his first game, very good. And now he's slumping since. It's just I think it's too much to ask for Lule and his broken body. He's also the type of quarterback who can be knocked out of a game easily. Went 25 for 39 against the Stamps, which isn't bad. 281 yards, 1 touchdown. But truly, it's the Lions' weak pass defense against the best pass offense in the league in the Eskimos. And then the Lions also having a running back problem, so they're going to have to air the ball out so much. My first double up of the season. Eskimos first half, Eskimos full game.
All right, so the full game, -3, -120. That's a market line. And the first half is -2, -109. That's the current line at Pinnacle. And that's what I would have expected. I might tail you on this one, Jimmy the Bag. And we are running over, so we're going to wrap it up now. But it should be a great show at 6 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to do a lot of in-depth NFL preseason analysis. And, of course, we'll review everything else that is going on the card. And I might even have a rugby pick as well in the 6 o'clock show. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you then.